What's up? It's Miles Mobile, and today we're talking about being the black sheep of the family. You feel me? So, when it comes to being the black sheep, and my experiences of being the black sheep in the family since a child, right? Since being a kid, since being younger, I would always have cousins or have family members that took a liking into me, and we had genuine relationships, right? We had genuine connections. Um, at least when it was one on one or when it was just me and them, right? Um, I'll go over to my cousin's houses when I was younger. We'd have a good time, great time, and things would always shift, right? And at a younger age, as a kid, right, 6, 7, 8, those adolescent years, I didn't understand the shift. I didn't understand what the change was, right? Um, and in these events, right, like I said, we would be cool one on one, or a few other people in the family. It would be a cool environment, a genuine environment. But when it was somebody that they wanted to impress, or somebody that they wanted to look good in front of, they would automatically shift. The energy would shift, and it would be I'm going to use him as my scapegoat or use him as my talking point to make such and such like me, to make such and such take a liking to me, right? And I have always been and still am the emotional punching bag, especially when there is high emotional energy. For example, like a funeral or like a birthday party or even just a holiday event. At some point, I can be the turn into the talking point or turn into the laughing matter of an individual trying to get the next person to try to like them. And what I realized in my life since a kid, since a child, that it's always been the people that I was closest to, that I thought was genuine with me, that I thought cared, that I thought fucked with me, that would always take our conversations that we had in private and bring them to certain individuals. Not everybody, of course, the people know how to do that bullshit. You feel me? Motherfuckers not gonna say certain shit to certain motherfuckers and not do shit in a larger scheme of things or in a larger crowd, right? But they'll take a certain person to the side, or a certain individual will come up to them and say, "Oh, I like Wooty Whoop. I fuck with Miles. Like he cool. Like Wooty Whoop." And they'll find a way to downplay a nigga or try to downplay a nigga personality or who I am, or bring up shit from the past and always talking about the past and what the past version of me used to be, how I used to talk, how I used to walk, how I used to feel about myself, the used tos, right? And they would always talk about the past and what the past is and what I used to do and just my different flaws that everybody has. Right? We all have different character flaws and things that we're working on and getting over and have gotten over. You feel me? Um, and I realized that the people that we tend to feel like are our friends or that we should be close or that are close with us, that have a genuine care for us, are not the people that always have a genuine care for us, and they're not people that'll always be there for us, right? Um, and it just sucks. Honestly, it sucks to be the black sheep of the family, but at the same time, it's a big benefit of being the black sheep of the family because I done been through that turmoil. I done been through that bullshit. You feel me? Of being talked about, of being downplayed. Everybody has been talked about and downplayed, but to the extent that I've been talked about and downplayed, due to having one eye, due to having one leg, walking with a limp like a pimp. You feel me? And having these different I say character attributes. You feel me? I used to look at them like flaws, but it's really the biggest blessing in the world when you become consciously aware to a higher extent than these motherfuckers. You feel me? Motherfuckers in the 3D, I'm in the 5D consciously. You feel me? You can't be on my level. You're not on my level. There's no way to be on my level because you haven't done the work. You haven't took the time to deal with yourself, right? To deal with the internal war wounds. You feel me? Of what you've been through. Um, and a lot of times people project their bullshit onto you, project their insecurities onto you. They want you to feel insecure. They want you to feel less than because they feel less than because they don't feel like that shit. They know they not shit. You feel me? Excuse me. They know they not shit. Fuck feeling like they know they not shit. They don't have nothing really going on. They don't have any real character attributes. You feel me? All a motherfucker could talk about is what work and their kids, and if they got kids. You feel me? Like, right? Like, so most people are very shallow at the surface and deeper than the surface. You feel me? Don't really go that deep. You feel me? Uh, so I say that to say it's kind of been a part of my life story of learning how not to give a fuck, of learning how not to care at all. Because when you born with this big heart, you feel me? Having a big heart take a toll on you for sure. Take a toll because you feel like I have to give to be accepted. I have to make other people feel good so that I can feel good. And being somebody that is highly sensitive, that is an empath, in the beginning stages, right, you don't, at least me, right, I wasn't conscious of my abilities. I wasn't conscious of the love I have, of the love that I have, but the love that I give to people, right? And I would give more love to them than I would give to myself because I felt that I needed to do these things. I need to meet these certain standards to be loved, to be cared for, or to be even thought of. You feel me? And that's just not the case. That's just not the truth. And that's the beauty of it, right? Learning that you don't have to tend to nobody else's garden. And I was saying that to say that being an empath, like I said, having this big heart, you see other people's pain, you see other people's trauma, and you feel like you have to be there for them, or you feel like you have to do what the next person wants you to do, again, to be accepted, to be loved, to be cared for. And that's just, like I said, not the truth. You don't need to tend to nobody else's garden. You don't need to tend to nobody else's problems if you don't want to, because we don't need to, right? And just learning that, and just understanding that I am who I am. I do what I need to do for me, and others should do what they need to do for them. Um, and yeah, being the black sheep of the family, at first, right, it can seem like a hindrance. Oh, they don't fuck with me, and they don't invite me to events, and they don't da 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 da. It's cool. They don't gotta fuck with you, because at the end of the day, that process of you being a black sheep, or that role, I guess you could say, or that role that you play in their life of being the black sheep, it benefits you in every way possible because you have more time to be alone. You have more time to think about self. You have more time to be with yourself, to be with your thoughts, to be with how, to sit with how you feel, and understand that at the end of the day, it's not how you feel. These are different projections that other people project on you, the bullshit that they say, and things of that nature, right? So, um, at the end of the day, it's very important to learn you before you pick and pride with somebody else and, oh, look at them, ha 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 ha. What about you? What do you feel about you? And to be honest, what I learned in life, people feel shitty about themselves, so they gonna try to project their bullshit again onto you. You feel me? So it's about seeing that, knowing that, understanding that, and letting it go. You know what I'm saying? And when I say letting it go, I don't mean just not setting no boundaries, not saying what you got to say, because I'm most definitely going to set some boundaries. I most definitely am setting boundaries and getting that bullshit off me. You feel me? Getting that bullshit away and have gotten bullshit away. You feel me? I don't fuck with the same people I fucked with before at all. And I'm not going to fuck with them. You feel me? That just is what it is. You feel me? I ain't going back to the past. And when I say I'm not going back to the past, I mean energetically and physically, as far as talking about old friends and old people that used to be, because that's used to be. You're used to be. You're used to the old energy. You're used to the old version of me when I wasn't aware of how I felt. You feel me? And I wasn't aware that motherfuckers was on bullshit and they wanted to project bullshit, and I was just falling in line with their bullshit, going with the what I thought was the flow, but it wasn't my flow. It was their flow. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I really had to understand that life is my movie. Life is about my perspective. It's about how I feel, um, and it's about thinking for me. Thinking for me. It's like solely thinking for me, and not trying to think for the next person. Because like naturally, right, as empaths, everybody, right, we've all gone through things. We've all gone through traumas. But with being empathic, we feel like the next person problems It's our problems because we would be there for that person in this situation, or I would be there for this person in that situation. I would be there for them, and I know it'll be reciprocated, or I feel like it should be reciprocated. And when it's not reciprocated at the end of the day, it's like, damn, like I done did this, that, and the third for this person. I done came through. I done helped in many different ways, in genuine ways, uh, uh, and they don't reciprocate that love. They don't reciprocate that genuineness. You feel me? And I had to understand that the genuine people of this world, again, the genuine people of this world, if you do not set boundaries, you will get taken advantage of for your big heart, for the love that you give to people, for the love that you have for people. But I had to pull my heart back. Bitch, I ain't gonna give my heart away. I ain't gonna give my love away to you motherfuckers. Fuck you and fuck how you feel. At the end of the day, motherfuckers don't give a fuck how you feel. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I just say, man, set boundaries, man. The black sheeps always win in the end. The black sheeps always come out on top in the end. It might not feel like it. It might not. You might not feel like it at times. But at the end of the day, it's easier said than done, right? Um, to have faith, right? And I feel ways about that as well, right? Because they say have faith in the unknown, or have faith in the not seen, and that is very much true in a sense of when it comes to the love you want to receive, right? And it's not about when it comes to having faith on the love that you want for yourself. It's the love that you have to give yourself. It's not about having faith that these other people are gonna have the love for you, right? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna be who they're gonna be. They're gonna be on the bullshit they're gonna be on, and that's just what it is, right? That's just what it is. And it's having an understanding and having the knowing that these people are not gonna change for the most part. They're not gonna change the way that they're gonna try to gaslight you. They're gonna try to manipulate you emotionally and have you thinking and try to have you thinking that you're tripping. In all reality, you know you the truth. You know what the truth is. And you know what you've been going through. You know what you've been through. And you know what you recognize. And you know what you see. So at the end of the day, it's about having faith that even when you don't see change in yourself, the change in yourself is gonna happen if you allow it to happen, and if you take the steps and you put the work in to make that change within yourself, and that same love you give to them, get that same exact love to yourself, but 10 times more. You feel me? For sure, most definitely. So it's about having faith in yourself, right? Not faith in the outcome, right? We often focus on the outcome of what could happen or what we want to happen, but it's about the now. It's about the present moment, and it's about being present in the moment and understanding that no matter what happens around us, it's about being still within your emotions and being still with your knowing. For example, right, like with a tree, you see a tree, right, and the tree is where the stump will begin, right? Because to cut a tree, it'll be a stump, right? Tree stump. But that is the tree. The, the tree is the middle part, right? The part. You get what I'm saying, right? The tree is the tree. The branches are the branches, and the leaves are the leaves. The branches and the leaves are the extensions of the tree, right? And think of the tree like yourself. You are the tree, but the thoughts of other people and what they want you to do, how they want you to feel, are just extensions of the tree. And what does the tree do? No matter if the branches is falling off, no matter if the leaves is blowing, the tree yet stands still, and it's knowing that it is protected. It is it is right. It is just being itself. Doesn't need to perform for anybody else. Doesn't need to move for nobody else. Doesn't need to do anything for anybody else but self. And what is that? Being still, being strong within, right? Having an understanding of within, and having an understanding of the power that lies within, right? And not being moved by anybody else and what they say, do, or feel. You feel me? And that's just what it is at the end of the day. Being a black sheep is never easy, but it's about taking the first step, right? It's about taking that first step to better yourself and say fuck everybody else. And people will tend to have you feel like it's wrong to say fuck everybody else, In all actuality, they've been saying fuck you from the beginning. You get what I'm saying? So it's really, it's a great thing when you can really sit with yourself and say, man, fuck these motherfuckers, and they don't mean me no good. You feel me? And they gonna tell what they gonna tell you. I don't mean you no bad, but you for damn sure don't mean me no good. You feel me? And that's that gaslighting shit, and that's that bullshit, right? But again, like I said, it's about taking that step for you, for you. It ain't about nobody else but you, and having that internal love for self, finding that internal peace for self, right? And understanding that nobody else outside of you can do that. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, the bitch, the niggas, the weed, the bottle. You feel me? Nothing outside of yourself could give you that peace that you need but you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it just takes time sitting with yourself, analyzing yourself, analyzing what you like and don't like about yourself, and removing what you don't like, and taking them steps. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time. But it will be. You know what I'm saying? But it will be. And like I say, isolation breeds motivation. Isolation breeds greatness. You know, isolation, right? Isolation is the best thing I feel like that a man or a woman could do is sit with self.